Morning, everybody. It's early. Just did all of our chores. Ready to go sleep. Got a little bit of a drive. I'd like to come back and check on them after they calm down. I fed them about 20 minutes ago. But I don't see any babies that got trampled. And we're at them too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Where's number 7? Oh, 7. Alright. You guys are all doing. Leave them alone for the day. They've got water. By the way, the water idea, it did not freeze. This water in here did. Right? Kind of as a test. You can see it's got ice on the top of it. But the water right here did not freeze. And the hoses thaw it out too. If you touch it, it doesn't crinkle or anything like that. So, that is very good. Very, very good news. They're going to have water overnight and during the day without having to bid on us. Now you guys know the hardest part of getting ready to go early in the morning. Waking the kids up. But there's the surprise we're taking to Grandma. One of them. And there's the other. Yeah, we're not big fans of putting diapers on animals, but my grandma is old and not really able to make the trips that she used to, and unfortunately she has not gotten to come see our farm. And if you haven't seen the intro video, it'll explain a lot more about my grandparents and how they got me so interested in farming. So if you haven't seen that, watch that and then watch this and it'll make a little more sense. It makes us very excited to show them this and or show my grandpa. My grandpa unfortunately passed away in 2019. So where are we going?
To great grandma's house and Kenny's and Aunt Rachel's house.
Where are you going? To hell if you don't change your ways. Excited to show Grandma some of our farm? Kind of cool. This is
I bet you make him like them.
Oh yeah. This is the closest Grandma's gonna get to seeing our farm, unfortunately. It's just too hard for her to travel very far. But it's better than nothing. Did you know Great Grandma inspired me to want to start my own farm? Her and Great Grandpa did, because they both raised on farms. All the stories they told us, I thought they were super cool. We'll see you guys in about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Where are we going?
Shh, don't distract the driver.
You got it on autopilot.
I got that? All right then. I do not have autopilot.
You better pay attention. Shh. Why are we being so quiet?
Because it's dragging out.
Where?
Over there. Yes, dragging out.
Oh, okay. Shh. Do you see his eyes looking out any of the windows? That's good. Why not? Okay. Shh. You're gonna wake him. fun story. When I was a kid, my mom and my grandma and grandpa told me that there was a dragon that lived there. And there used to be a red light inside one of the top windows up there. So at night when you go by it, it would look like there was an eyeball looking at you. Funny story. But we're almost to grandma's. Got any words of wisdom for the world, Grandma?
Huh?
Got any words of wisdom for the world?
Not too much, I don't think.
Morning. It froze a lot. Doing your all natural organic popsicle.
It's quite good.
So this right here is why we needed a lambing barn. We got, judging by the looks of it, we got somewhere close to a ½ an inch. Let's go look at the fence and see. Yeah, so we got somewhere about ½ an inch, maybe a little bit more of freezing rain. So just to kind of put this in perspective here. About a little more than the width of my fingers. So.
Mamas would have had a hard time in this.
Yeah.
Let alone babies.
This makes it very hard for them. This drains, same thing it did to this fence here where it attaches them, it does the same thing to the babies, and they just can't get past it, and it just drains their body temp. So, very thankful that we didn't have to deal with it. But I do feel sorry for those that do. Poop sickle.
No, the popsicle.
You should eat a poopsicle. And it's still misting. The freezing continues. A little bit. Georgie, how's it going? Everybody accounted for? We don't even need to go check. You can't count. That's how doggies get hurt, playing on the ice. George's gotta go count his sheep. Make sure they're all here.
I bet we had babies, you think?
I don't know. That's usually the kind of weather they would go in, but being how they weren't in the weather, they might say, no, we'll wait. A little bit of ice in there, not much. It's about 32 out, so it never got very warm yesterday. Did this water freeze? Nope, that one didn't freeze at all. Quite a bit warmer in here with all these guys. And of course, that one definitely didn't freeze, which is good. Let me get you guys a few more scoops of mineral salt. So, just to clear up any confusion, this is not just whole milk. It's actually a mixture that we make to make their milk replacement. There's a video, there will be a video posted shortly about it.
How much do you want them to have of this?
Oh.
Half of it?
Yeah, I'll do a little over half. Just fill it up above the nipple. Above them. That'll make it harder to tell. Yeah. Since you're barely gonna be able to hear what we're saying because they're so loud right now, I'm gonna put you on time lapse. Basically, I need to grab actually 2 bales. I'm gonna put 2 bales in here. And I'm also going to scrape the floors, just like some of it, not the whole thing, to clean this up a little bit, and then we'll put down some new bedding. So it's perfect time for a little montage. All right, so We had a lot of it done. Got most of the new bedding put down. All the bales are wrapped with the cattle panel, and that makes it to where you see all these nice little holes that they kind of put into it. Makes it to where they eat it like that, and it doesn't create all this waste. That was the waste from those, basically those 4 bales, well 3 bales, that I failed to wrap on time to keep them out of it, and got to that point where there was a big mess from it. Not all that's actually hay though. Underneath all that hay is all the bedding that we scraped up to. But it's okay. All that's just gonna go back to the hayfield. So we loaded it up for tomorrow. We already took 1 load out there. We'll take another, or take the rest of it out there tomorrow morning. I wanna wait until the ground gets a little, it's icy out still. All the grass, like everything's got like a good 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch of ice on it. The only problem with that is the side-by-side doesn't quite have the weight to pull all of the manure in the manure spreader then. So we're gonna wait because we don't want to spin our tires in the hayfield. So, oops, we'll get back at this tomorrow. Yeah, bottle babies are doing good. They're over there trying to look heavenly under that heat lamp. So, they're doing all right though. Other than that, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. Starting the day off the same as normal. Feeding the bottle lambs. Feed the rest of the flock their grain. And then we'll go get the politician out and we'll start throwing political promises. I think they went fed too. Let's go check and see if we had any new babies born. Oh man. You're not new. So basically at this point, any of them that have ear tags in have been here already for at least 2 days. And it shouldn't be anybody without an ear tag. If there is, then that's a new baby. So doesn't look like we have any new babies. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and then that's 8 and 9 up there is the bottle babies. So that's everybody. Unless we had a new one, then we'd have more. But everybody else is just holding on to them. Yeah, you guys are getting awful big. You're gonna have to start letting go. Yeah, go let them guys out. What's wrong, Maud? You don't look very happy. There's all the political promises we have to spread. I already filled the politician up, so he's ready for his first round of politicking. These guys are all pretty happy. Yeah, you don't look like you guys have missed anything. Unfortunately, when you feed it one person at a time, they all bum rush to one side, but the ones that can't fit in, we run down and feed the other side. That way everybody gets close to the equal and right amount of grain. They're supposed to get about 1 pound a day. Sometimes, I'm sure there's a few fatties that get more than they're supposed to. But this is how it goes sometimes. We're gonna go ahead and fire this up. majority of this, as you can see, is hay. There's some pine shavings in it, and of course there is manure and urine in it. This is going to be the thickest that we spread, and the reason being is because majority of this batch of manure or political promises was actually hay that I accidentally wasted because I didn't put the cattle panels on there in time. I thought it'd be okay. I was wrong. So this is, like I said, this is going to be the thickest that it ends up being. It'll be a, I guess not thick, it'll be a thinner coat and it'll look thinner, but it'll still be the same amount of material. This is what the next batch will look like. It has majority actual manure in it and urine, a little bit of hay because there's going to be waste no matter what you do, but it shouldn't be like this. This is mostly hay from this batch. And like I said, completely my fault. I should have not been lazy and should have just done it right there. But this one, when we go to spread it, will look as though we've spread much less. It'll almost, you'll see the tire tracks, you'll see a lot of the debris, but it's so fine that it won't be a cover like the hay ends up being. And that's okay, because when we do stuff like that, that mulch, or the, not mulch, the sawdust, the pine shavings, the manure and the urine break down much quicker when they're in smaller pieces like that. And that's the beauty of the sawdust. The sawdust is also a lot easier to get. It's cheaper to use as bedding, and it doesn't create dust in the barn like we thought it would. So we're actually going to transition probably to just sawdust only, and use the oak or the pine shavings just kind of here and there because we've already bought some of it and we've still got a lot left. So we'll still use it and transition to sawdust only. But lesson here, make sure that you wrap your hay bales with something to prevent waste, or put them in a hay cradle or a hay ring. So that's going to wrap it up though. Everything is spread that we had in the barn. If you haven't already, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel again if you haven't. If you're new here, go back, check out some of our previous videos. We show exactly how we started our farm and how we've grown it. Not a big farm per se, but we're growing and we really enjoy it. So thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great new year. Ours is off to a rough start, but it's getting better. So have a blessed day, or have a blessed week, and we'll see you next time.